this is our joint request, that we file everything as suggested by Lordships by Wednesday, and matter can be heard on Thursday. So we are not, nobody is
officer file an affidavit.
is taken by surprise that what is the document. We'll prepare it today, file it by day after, and we can have
that filtration which happens in between. The investigating officer is the best person.
No, I'm not on CBI, on overall.
On the day. So Wednesday he's saying take it up on Thursday.
Thursday,
Wednesday they will, so you will get 24 hours to study what they are saying.
For placement. And in the meantime, if Lord may just consider one more aspect. Only one at the entire result of 23 lakh odd people be declared on their website. They have not declared that result. And it will also analyze the data, because they declared the result of 100 people. We could see that 6 people who secured rank 1 are from the same center.
It is declared.
So we will be able to see.
Also,
They are not comprehensively published.
It is declared on the website.
I'd like to make a small submission.
You made your point. Let's clear Mr.
Same center, not the people. Student got the same marks, 720 and 720, sir, Lordship. One center, Lordship.
Same center.
720, 730.
Yes.
How is it possible, Lordship? This is my question with that.
People in one center in Haryana.
Lordship, my second question is, all sheets are different and result is a different, Lordship. How is it possible, Lordship?
So let me read the entire result. We will analyze the data which are on the resources.
Answer keys for the same OMR scheme.
Also permitted to approach the pub.
Multiple answer keys for one single question. It has been published by the NTA on its website.
NTA opened up on the 8th of April for enlisting students, my lords, on a 24-hour window on the 9th and the 10th of April, my lords. And send off answer also. They have sent the answer also, my lord. This is very
Exchange the answer.
My second, and then the second question is that why the NDA has declared the result the 4th June, my lord. That is the question. The already, my lord.
3 answer keys for the same set of question paper. How can NTA publish that? NTA also should be investigated.
These are there. How many total?
1,10,000. 1,10,000 approximately.
One next,
Of which 50% is government.
How many?
1,08,000 something is the exact figure. 56,000 is the government seat. The entire bundling is on the government. So that they can go to private. And lordship, one more that, not my lord.
My lord, I'd like to make a small submission, my lord.
My lordship, it's my humble request that the data which is come out, so it will be important that this please come out the complete PDF and OMR sheet status.
My lord, on VC, I may be allowed to make a small submission of 30 seconds.
The portal which is opened on the 9th of
9 April.
Sir, my lordship, the portal is opened on 9th April 2024. It's my humble request to please give the clear data to find out so that we can.
My lords, why the window was open on 8th and 9th? What is the reason?
Yes, sir.
And what was the result? Because this is the only difference.
My lord,
We have identified 1,506.
The candidates who are appealing.
We'll flag something and we'll now place it on Thursday. We'll just give some direction to the matter, so we'll be able to focus on what we want.
My matter. What is the issue?
Yes, we're not going to see.
So that we can
On 9 February 2024, the National Testing Agency, into brackets NTA, issued an online application form for the National Eligibility cum Entrance Test, into brackets NEET-UG, bracket 2024, full stop. NTA conducted the NEET-UG examination on 5 May 2024. Full stop. Results were declared on 4th June 2024. Next. On 5 May 2024, from the material which is emerged on the record at the present stage, it appears that on 5 May 2024, a first information report bearing FIR number 358/2024 was lodged at PS Shastri Nagar, Patna, alleging a leak in the NEET-UG 2024 question papers implicating offences under sections 407, 408 and 409 read with section 120B of the Penal Code. Full stop. On 23 June 2024, the Economic Offences Unit of Bihar Police issued a press release noting that in connection with the above FIR, 13 persons, including candidates and members of, and into inverted commas, members of the organized gang of examination leak.
Sorry, I should not interrupt. This is what I gave to the lordships. This is not true. That is what the Bihar police on that very day clarified.
Where is that clarification?
I had just given.
No, my friend is wrong.
This is what
No.
Bihar police clarified.
No, you are trying to cover up.
So this is on that very day published, my lord, by the Bihar police. This is with regard to the news report of NEET-UG exam published in the Sunday Express newspaper dated 23rd June. On its front page with the headline, Bihar police puts...
So this press release is not an official press release?
No, that's what it's, the Bihar police clarifies.
It's on their website.
Kindly read it further, my lord.
Sir-
Paper leak in the, my learned friend appears, my lord, for Bihar. He handed this over to me just now, my lord. In the news item, the undersigned has been wrongly quoted and the name has been mentioned at least 3 times in the news item by the correspondent say so and so. Whereas the matter of fact is that no such brief had been given by the undersigned to him in this regard, and neither the concerned correspondent ever contacted me before attributing the quote to the undersigned. No official press release or statement in this matter had been issued. This irresponsible act of correspondent is against...
According to the petitioners, on 23 June 2024, a press release was issued by the Economic Offences Unit of the Bihar Police, setting out, in regard to the paper leak which had taken place. On the other hand, from a communication dated 23 June 2024 addressed by the Additional DGP Economic Offences Unit, it has been stated that no official press release or statement
That's an act of cover up.
had been issued by the Bihar Police. Full stop. Be that as it may, in this batch of petitions, one of the primary reliefs which has been sought is for a court-mandated retest of the entire process which took place, culminating in the examination which was conducted on 5 May 2024. Full stop. In support of the case, in support of their case, the petitioners have relied on two two primary circumstances. First, it has been submitted that before that, you can just say the NEET-UG 2024 examination consisted of multiple choice questions involving a total of 180 questions. Let's stop. Each of the 180 questions carried 4 marks, making for a total of 720 marks for the examination. 45 marks each were allotted to the segments in physics,
Chemistry,
chemistry,
biology,
botany,
and zoology.
Geology and
Botany and zoology.
physics, chemistry, botany, and zoology. Full stop. The examination envisaged the award of negative marks, of one negative mark
Per wrong answer.
per wrong answer. Next. In support of the plea that the court should direct a re-examination, the petitioners have primarily relied on two circumstances. First, it has been submitted that that candidates securing the maximum of 720 marks were confined to a few students, between 2020 and 2023. In 2020, full stop. As opposed to this, in the NEET-UG 2024, as many as 67 candidates are reported to have secured a maximum of 720 marks. The submission can best be highlighted by reproducing the chart which has been placed during the course of the hearing. A copy kar lijiye aap. The above chart indicates that while one student in 2020, 3 students in 2021, 1 student in 2022, and 2 students in 2023 secured the maximum marks, there has been a radical increase in the students securing the maximum of 720 marks in 2024. Full stop. Apart from the second submission, proceeds on a comparative tabulation of the ranks which were allotted to students in 2022, 2023, and 2024. The submission
For me, most important, the leak has happened. That is the core.
The second, the above submission is sought to be highlighted from the following tabulated chart. वो भी डाल दीजिए इसमें BB. The above chart indicates that students receiving a specific level of marks between 539 and 700 who had secured a particular rank in 2022 secured lower ranks in 2023 and a radically lower rank in 2024. No. Same level of marks. Not same student. We'll stop next. In considering whether before that you can say, it is certain basic facts which are not in dispute need to be alluded to. Let's stop. About 24 lakh students registered for the NEET-UG examination, which was to be conducted in the month of May 2024. Let's stop. About 23.33 lakh students, correct?
Yes, sir.
Appeared for the 23 lakhs 33,297 students. वो क्वेश्चन ये बताइए क्या फिगर क्या है? 23 lakhs 23,290 students, 297 students appeared for the examination. Stop. The examination was conducted at 4750 centers comprised within 571 cities. Full stop. The examination was also held in 14 cities overseas. Full stop. The total number of seats, medical seats for undergraduate, one second, I've made a note. For undergraduate studies is 1.08 lakhs, of which approximately 56,000 are seats in government hospitals. Full stop. The investigation prima facie, tentatively at the present stage, the court has been apprised of the fact that don't say tentatively, the court has been apprised of the fact that first information reports were registered in Patna, Delhi, Gujarat, Rajasthan, Jharkhand, and Maharashtra. Correct? Full stop. Whether the FIRs in relation to the paper leak is only confined to Patna,
Yes.
or otherwise, is a matter which would have to be reserved for a more detailed elaboration, detailed consideration. Full stop. The above narration indicates that the examination was conducted over a wide spectrum comprising of nearly 23 lakh students spread over 4,750 centers in India. Full stop. Before the court can be full stop. The law on whether a retest should be ordered in a situation such as the present is based on fairly settled parameters. Full stop. The court would have to scrutinize on the basis of the data which has emerged on the record whether, bracket 1, a breach in the sanctity of the examination has taken place, whether, bracket 1, the alleged breach has taken place at a systemic level or at a systemic level, semicolon, bracket 2, whether the breach is of a nature which has affected the integrity of the entire examinations process, and 3, whether it is possible to segregate the beneficiaries of the fraud from the untainted students. Full stop. In a situation where the breach in the sanctity of an examination affects the entirety of the process, and it is not possible to segregate those who are the beneficiaries of wrongdoing from others, it may be necessary to order a re-examination. On the other contrary wise, where the breach is confined to specific areas or centers, and it is possible to identify those who are beneficiaries of wrongdoing, it may not be appropriate to order a retest, particularly in an examination which has been conducted on such a massive scale, involving over 23 lakh students. Involving such a large body of students who would have appeared, who have studied for the examination, undertaken costs and expenses, and would have to undergo the rigors of a fresh examination if it were to be ordered by the court. Next. While flagging these issues, while flagging the above issues, we are of the view that a view on the merits would have to be deferred until further facts are placed on the record before this court. Full stop. For that purpose, we intend to direct the National Testing Agency to make a full disclosure before the court. Full stop. The disclosure which we are intending to require can broadly be classified into three aspects. The first aspect pertains to the nature of the leak, the places where the leak took place, and the lag of time between the occurrence of the leak and the conduct of the examination. From this perspective, NTA is directed to clarify, on the basis of the material which is in its possession as of date, on the following issues. Bracket 1. When the leak of the question papers has first taken place. 2. The manner in which the question papers were leaked, were disseminated. Semicolon, bracket 3. The duration between the time duration between the occurrence of the leak and the actual conduct of the examination, which took place at 2 p.m. between 2 p.m. and 5:20 p.m. on 5 May 2024. The second, while making the full stop, on the above aspect, we are also of the view that since the investigation has been entrusted to the CBI, a status report should be filed by the investigating officer before this court, indicating the status of indicating
Legal for partner. Only that's a court.
the status of the investigation up to date and the material which has come to light during the course of the investigation. ऊपर one में when the leak was first noticed कर लो. The investigating officer shall in particular indicate to this court, shall place before this court material which has been gathered during the course of the investigation, which would have a bearing on when the leak is alleged to have first taken place, and the modalities in which the leaked question papers were made available. Full stop. On the second perspective, the second aspect on which we NTA shall make a disclosure before this court is in regard to the steps which have been taken so far for identification of the beneficiaries of the leak. This regard, the court should be apprised inter alia of the following. Bracket 1. How many students, what were the steps which were taken by NTA to identify the centers / cities at which the leak took place? 2. The modalities followed for identifying the beneficiaries of the leak. And 3. The number of students who have so far been identified to be the beneficiaries of the leaked question papers. Likewise, the investigating officer
may say yes, drop authority because identification may not be within our.
All right. The above information, I'll clarify while editing. I'll put it so that it will be more the Ministry of Home Affairs or some other.
Not the leak will be at one place. At how many centers the leak paper has been made available? Because the leak will be in the entire system at one point.
No. We have said the dissemination also. We have said. The investigating officer shall also submit a status report bearing on the above aspects.
Yes.
Well, it's one point.
The third aspect on which it is necessary to have a further disclosure by the union government as well as by NTA. We'll say union government and NTA is whether it is possible by the union government and NTA is whether should be is on whether
Technically feasible.
yeah, whether it would be feasible using data analytics either within the cyber forensic unit or any other expert agencies within or which may be employed by the government to identify cases where suspect cases would stop. For instance, these cases may involve full stop. This may be if this is possible, the authorities shall identify before the court identify the modalities which can be followed so as to segregate the tainted from the untainted students. Next, the third aspect on which we would require a disclosure is in regard to the modalities to be followed between the conclusion of the examination, including the retest which was held for 1563 students, and the actual commencement of the counseling process. Full stop. If an exercise is to be conducted by the NTA and by the union government so as to deduce any further beneficiaries of the question paper leakage, comma, a considered decision at the policy level would have to be taken by the government on whether counselling should be allowed to proceed in the meantime or otherwise.
You may not say that.
On the status of the counselling. Fourthly, comma, the court is concerned about the steps which should be taken thereafter to ensure the sanctity of the national eligibility cum entrance test, so that such instances which have transpired during the course of the present session are not repeated in the future. In this regard, just 1 second please. In this regard, comma, it would be necessary for the government to consider setting up a multidisciplinary team consisting of renowned experts who command the wider confidence of the community to ensure that due measures are being taken to obviate any further breaches in the NEET in the future. Full stop. If a committee has already been set up by the government for deducing the steps to be taken for the future, full details shall be made available to the court. Full stop. The court may then consider whether the committee which has been constituted by the government should be allowed to proceed as it is, or whether the composition of the committee should be
Enhanced.
It is already
be sufficiently enhanced to bring so as to bring together a pool of talent from diverse fields, bearing not only on administration but also on domain expertise and data analytics. So,
Lords, I have only one actual.
Solicitor General and Mr. Kaushik, learned senior counsel appearing, Solicitor General appearing for the Union of India, and Mr. Kaushik, learned senior counsel appearing for the NTA, have requested the court to place the further hearing on Thursday ka date, Vijay, so as to enable them to make their to file the material in pursuance of the above queries by 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Full stop. The affidavit shall be shared with counsel appearing on behalf of the petitioners. Simultaneously, the report of the investigating officer of the CBI shall also be placed on the record in the meantime.
May I be only be permitted to say one aspect?
So, I'll tell you why. Let there be the reason why we are asking for this disclosure. Whatever view we ultimately take, let there be confidence in the community that
Absolutely.
we
are not very
Lords, I have only one subject.
Where your lordship's views.
And applications are allowed by.
The entire. Lords, can I make one?
In view of the large number of counsel who are appearing on the side of the petitioners, we have requested that it has been agreed who will be the nodal counsel.
So we are married. Mr. Suvik Sharma,
Independently sometimes.
Okay. So shall act as nodal counsel. All the counsel for the petitioners who are desirous of pressing their submission for a retest shall file a common set of submissions not exceeding 10 pages before the hearing takes place on Thursday ka date.
My lords, kindly allow the improvement of petition, my lord.
The petitioner on this side, my lord, can it be also be
Time of loss, my son.
on the petitioner on this side? Because that's a fact that
You are being supported by these.
I appreciate, but I also want to get out the fact that happened in all cases where they
Why
were
don't you do this? Give us a short one-page note. That will be more.
very well.
And as wherever your lordships has said petitioners, there are transfer petitions where we are essentially respondents.
It's taken for 2 days in April. But people.
And this is beyond the leak, my lord. Beyond the leak also.
Yes, my lord, there is also a
They
situation.
have changed the answer also.
Allah, they have changed answer of one question and allotted the number, my lord.
Yes, my lord. In fact, it's happened in my case also, wherein there are 3 answers.
Analyze these states who are the people
We all are.
Mr. Solicitor, we have not specifically in our order included the red flags. If you can just
have understood,
right.
sir.
So I deliberately didn't put it into our order, but you can just see whether there are some cases like that which you can identify. You see, so that then.
We have filed.
I'd like to place.
It have been served. Perhaps they are not given copies. The other ones who are intervening or etc.
But what we would suggest is what you give us on Thursday. You give to us, and one more thing, what you give us on Thursday, make it comprehensive so that we don't have to wait through your counters and everything. We just look at that basically.
As may I just make one small request? Some of us are
We've now chalked out our roadmap. If we can, using whatever technology, common sense, and our understanding of the law, identify the wrongdoing students. We then don't have to ask 23 lakh students to again appear for the exam. If we have no other go, of course we are there too.
For us to file the one page, kindly allow the implement application.
For us to file that one page of
38.
our diary number to be
Which
recorded.
is that matter? Neat matter.
my lords,
We are our
All right. Yes, yes. There are 3 other matters which we have to take. Sorry.
My lord,
our
request
diary
lodge
number may be loaded, so
My
we
lord.
can file the pages. Our diary number may be loaded.
All right. Any other fresh matters on NEET which were not on board?
Yes, ma'am.
After we rise, you can give the matters numbers to the court master. He will bring them on board.
my lords, kindly allow the implement application.
One more thing, Mr. Solicitor. Has everybody served their petitions on the council basis?
But we have not
All right.
received replies, my lords.
All right, once again, the council appearing for all the petitioners, council appearing for all the petitioners, interveners, shall serve copies on whom should we say?
Central, M.K. Maroria.
On Sri M.K. Maroria, and Mr. Vardhaman Kaushik, counsel appearing, counsel instructing the Solicitor General and Mr. Kaushik, R.C. Kaushik respectively. The 2 counsel appearing on behalf of the 2 counsel, Mr. Maroria and Mr. The Union of India and the NTA shall prepare a tabulated statement indicating for each petition, tabulated statement grouping the petitions into distinct categories so as to facilitate disposal. So what you can do is those which are asking for a retest, you can put in one category. Then individual grievances, then we'll see whether those grievances can be entertained, whether we ask you to look into it, what to do. But we'll have one tabulated chart on petitions.
Make it easy.
fellows, may I just request one indulgence?
That's why we said, therefore you serve a copy on the solicitor's.
But they have changed answer also. The condition, they have changed answer of one question and has given the more marks to the 13,000 students. The
Medical accommodation.
created problem for while ranking is concerned.
But look, this has nothing, therefore those petitions we may have to delink. They are individual petitions. Those are individual petitions where you say you have a medical condition which should have been given extra time. We'll deal with it separately. It does not deal with the sanctity of the examination. That's the individual student's petition.
Today's order should not be deemed to be as restricting only to the case of leak because between the.
Not at all. In fact, that's why we have finally said it.
So for the reason, my lords, on the 8th, while the exam was announced for the 5th, my lords, of May, or the 8th of April, overnight, my lords, they brought about a notification that there will be a window open for students who would not register for the exam way back on 16th of March. Now, this window that they opened, my lords, is absolutely difficult to understand.
So more students registered.
And
25,000 and so
That began now.
students will open.
Fellows, I am appearing in item. Request for 1 second of indulgence. Fellows,
Look,
there are
more students registering, etc. How can we?
With utmost respect, because the initial advertisement
We'll hear you. We'll hear you on that. We'll hear you.
the entire result, the entire comprehensive result should be put on the website. Right now, what's happening is individual results only are put up, so somebody has to go, so we can't.
Mr. Kaushik, the entire result, except for those which you have, we will say that these results shall not give rise to any equities or legal rights, but you must at least now upload the result.
Yes, the entire results, the result comprehensive. The data science can work here.
1 second.
The revised result of 1563 and the rest of the persons, all has been uploaded on 30th. No.
Individually.
But do you have
They have
uploaded?
So that is why we can't use data science. That's the problem. If they are deliberately keeping
under wraps.
Look, this would, your lordships may take a call on that on Thursday. But there is something,
I don't understand.
We'll apply mine carefully on.
Please, Manoj.
kindly, my lord.
And also the NTA has also moved
All right.
Manoj, the NTA is
Maybe the
Acha, wo
track record,
Huh?
track record of the hours that you also looked at.
Already,
Oh, right.
40.6.
Just 1 second. Just 1 second. 35. Parmeshwar, the reason we kept your matter today was